There is a saying that Moscow is situated on seven hills, so I suggest that today we should go from one hill into another. The main value of every city is people. People construct buildings. They take part into events of the city. They shape our tastes, and at the same time, they contribute a lot into the souls of others.
These two men inspired me to learn foreign languages. They are brothers who compiled the Slavic alphabet in the 9th century and translated the main church books into Bulgarian. If you know who took the letter N from the scroll, please tell me. This is a temple for Jewish people. The tables of the covenant that are situated on this classical style building remind us that we see a synagogue. The building was reconstructed several times, and the interior of this synagogue is really impressive. Everybody can come in and see a prayer hall, a library, and a refectory with a kosher meal. This is the right place where your brain can stop thinking and start feeling. This place inspires me to stay persistent in achieving my goals. The locals call this wall a Wailing Wall. It is part of Jerusalem in Moscow. It's part of Italy in Moscow. There is a cozy patio in the center of the city where the time stops. It was built in the 19th century, and if you want to look at the dome of Saint Maria de Fiore in green, come to the convent of John the Baptist. It actually inspires me to save money for a trip to Florence.
This is a play for our eyes. We can see this dome from one angle and don't see it from another.
The residents of this building were not evacuated in 1812. They helped to put down the Moscow fire and took care of the wounded soldiers. Even Napoleon very much appreciated the bravery of the foster children. It is an example of courage for me. City is the place where all these talents can be realized. This skyscraper is famous for its residents. Galina Ulanova was a star of the Bolshoi Theater stage. In the middle of the previous century, she had her own flat on the 6th floor and lived here for almost 50 years. Nikolai Tsitskaridze described her as a lady who had never changed the order of things. Every movement of her eyes and arms was predictable and equally charming at the beginning and at the end of her career.
She encourages me to be dedicated to my profession.
This is the Temple of Foreign Languages, the library where I have met the personalities of different epochs and countries in one place. Yuri Lotman was the man whose activity in exploring the Russian literature was difficult to overestimate.
I'm in good company here.
That in gold claps locks in the golden story, Shakespeare said. I think that a spoiled temporary reader would say that the golden story should be accompanied by good coffee. Have you ever seen an air raid shelter, which is situated at a depth of 60 meters underground in a crowded district of the city? In the Soviet period, the entrance to this shelter was saved in this two-story building. The bunker has been declassified and now it is a museum of the Cold War. It makes me thinking that even the worst times will pass. This place let me be closer to Nobel Prize winners. It is also about people, but people who were our voices abroad. Alexander Solzhenitsyn House of Russia Abroad shows us the variety of our opinions and lots. It inspires me to be tolerant and positively thinking in any situation. Merchants and nobles commissioned churches on the occasion of heir birth, wedding, and death. But this church was built for craftsmen. A lot of potters came here to pray. People who came from the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth in the 17th century decorated the church with glazed multicolored tiles. In just a second, I will show you four evangelists.
It actually shows me how many connections the people on the planet have.